So now that we've taken a first look at particle goals, we're going to step through a bit more of an advanced example. And so we've already seen how we can use a curve as a goal object and target its points or the actual length of it as the target goal for the particles. But what happens a lot of times is people want to use curves to actually control the path animation of the particles. So to have the particles actually stream along the curve, along its length. And in this way they can get very tight control over the animation of the particles. And the way we're going to go about doing this is using the goal attributes and actually setting the particle position per frame through a scripted event. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to extract the u-coordinate on the curve and increment it over the frames and have the particle follow that u-coordinate frame by frame. So in this way the particles will stream along the curve over the animation. So many of the goal parameters are found on the particle as attributes. Things like the position, weight, velocity, these things can all be queried from the actual particle attribute. So the first thing we want to do is extract the actual goal position and then use that to actually set it. So to go about doing this, what I'm going to do is just create a simple event on the particle and then query the attributes of the particle. So let's create a new event. We'll inspect that event. And what we want to do is, I'm actually going to end up recycling this event to actually set the particle motion. So we'll set this to every end frame and set the value to 1. So at every frame, we want to execute the script. So in the first case, what we want to do is do a simple loop to query the particle attributes and find out the name for the goal position. So we'll just do for each element in particle dot attributes so we want to log the lm dot name. So this will actually give us the name of each attribute belonging to the particle, and we'll do it next there. So we can just go back to the beginning, just step forward a frame, and we'll execute the script. And you can actually see all the different attributes that belong to that actual object. So we've got the goal UVWI, that represents the goal position. You've got the offset and the weight. So what we're interested in here is the goal UVWI attribute. And when you work more with particles and scripted events, you're going to get very familiar with what parameters are available, so you won't need to actually loop through. But I just wanted to show you, for the sake of the example, how we can actually get to all the attributes. So next we want to actually create our script to set the particle position over the animation.